Hi everybody, this is Kenny with the Gauntlet interviews. Tonight we will have Eternal Voyager Brian Blake. Stay tuned for a great interview. Good evening everybody, we're talking with Brian Blake, lead singer and guitarist for Eternal Voyager. Brian, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
I am
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
where are you calling me from today?
I'm calling you from Bloomington, Minnesota. Believe it or not.
I believe it.
Where are you located at?
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri.
All right. Yeah.
So
I've heard the Gauntlet before.
you've heard of what?
Yeah. I've heard of your radio station before. You have the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it before. Yeah.
Great.
I know who you guys are. Yeah.
Let me start with a real simple positioning here. In your promo photo, are you the middle guy?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, I was like, who am I looking at? I wish I could send you a picture of who you're looking
Well,
at.
you know, the thing is that the guy who was actually our lead singer, I mean, I do still do a ton of vocals, but I used to be the lead singer for the first record. The thing was that we have a new lead vocalist, that Micah, who's saying to the thanks for writing me, the short hair and the leather jacket.
Okay, so that's the current lead vocalist?
So he's actually our lead vocalist at this point, but I still do almost the same amount of singing still. It's just I do more backing vocals on the parts now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to get into the Battle of Eternity here in a second,
Sure.
which is a very good record, by the way.
Yeah, she listens to it? Cool. Okay.
What's that?
Yeah, she listens to it?
Many times.
Thank you.
Yes, and I've ordered
Yeah.
it. So,
But
let's talk just a minute about northern Minnesota. Because I'm from a state directly to the west of you.
okay. You're talking about North Dakota or South Dakota or?
Nodak. North.
Oh, North Dakota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grand
I've
Forks.
good friends in Fargo. Yeah.
I lived in Fargo, yeah.
Yeah, Fargo's a good area. I actually like it.
Yeah, and a growing.
If I was in the band, I'd move there. I got good people there.
Well, so you're no stranger to deadly cold weather. How far north in Minnesota are you from?
Well, no, I'm from Virginia, Minnesota, so I'm up by like north of Duluth, Power. So that's where I'm originally from. But that's I live down here in Twin Cities now.
And Twin Cities has a fantastic music scene.
Well, we're getting there. We've lost a shit ton of bands. That's all.
So it's
all the bands that used to be power metal here. There's only two left for that kind of metal, and then there's just there's folk, black death, stuff like that here. Mostly black and death metal, stuff like that. Which is so good because my bass player plays in a band. They just played out tonight. We practice at my place, so it's a band called Exophage, and they sound like Dissection meets Carcass meets I don't know. They're pretty amazing.
Wow.
Pretty cool guys, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Well.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
If you look at a map of where metal comes from in the Midwest, we got two places, Milwaukee and Minnesota, where we got the biggest scenes.
Well, also there's a really good band from Madison, Wisconsin. Have you heard of Lords of the Trident at all? Have you heard them on your show or anything?
I haven't had them on the show, but I've heard of them.
They're really well to do. It's only they're from Europe, more than the United States.
Yeah.
Really good band.
Yes, I have heard of them. I haven't had them on the show, but I have heard of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brian, you have been the backbone of this band since its inception, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So your sheer tenacity and discipline has kept the vision going. You know, I listen as I listen to the record, which I very much like. There's some
Okay.
characteristics to it that are particularly some of my weaknesses, I guess. And I don't know if it's your hat or another symbol, but the trash can cymbal sound, I just love that, and it's peppered
Well,
throughout.
yeah, I think one of the thing about the first record, it was produced. I wouldn't say it's just produced poorly. It's that we weren't going for that type of production. It was just the first record. Yeah, the Battle of Eternity you're talking about is that it was basically um, a local guy that I've known for very many years, and we worked together for a while. And that album took almost 2 years to complete because of the hardships we were all going through at the time. I mean, I didn't have a solid lineup for the whole band, and we were playing shows before that. You know, we had a somewhat of a solid lineup, but everybody kind of had to exit the whole thing after that. So it just turned into a nightmare after that. So we found a new group. But my previous drummer just quit, you know, and the bass player we had to fire, and there was a lot of bad things that happened. But we didn't go through a great production on that record, but a lot of people actually liked the sound of the record. I guess what they're saying is that you know that they like the raw sound. It's very old school production, you know, and it's kind of got a when you crank it up, it sounds better the louder it gets, you know, kind of thing, just like an
Right.
'80s record. So you know, you know.
Yes, of course, or even live, it really brings it together, right? Uh, and what were you guys doing? And how did you end up in Cedar Rapids, for God's sake?
Well, see, when I was starting to write the music, I was living up in where like I told you where I'm from, Virginia, Minnesota, and yes, you know, there isn't a lot of musicians up there. There's not a lot of people that can play with any kind of caliber of music styles. There's just nobody was trying to do that kind of music up there at all, you know, or any kind of metal at all, really, I suppose. So when I was about, you know, 17 years old, 18 years old, I moved down there, and I had a little bit of a, you know, kind of an edge down with some friends in the local music scene down there, and there's nothing there now, and it wasn't really anything there then, but there's a couple of really good musicians that I started working with, and, you know, it just happened to be that we ended up, you know, starting the band down there, out of all places, even though I'm not from there. So when I moved up to Twin Cities, I had prominent members and people who were, you know, able to work it out to the point where we could actually, you know, make it into an actual solid project, and that's when we started playing live, and we did the first record, and, you know, now we're way different band today, you know, than we were then. So I don't. It's just because I was, you know, not where I wanted to be as a kid. I had a friend of mine that in the Battle of Eternity is just this. It's a story of good and evil, but it's about a character that's on the cover comes from another dimension. He is there to reset the balance of mankind between good and evil. He's a watcher, you know, kind of like Obama from Ice Earth. It's got a sort of concept, you know, and it has where he's someone who is coming back to. He's seen through all time and space, and he understands all the things that mankind needs to be reset back to a good and evil balance, you know, kind of thing. So that's kind of the main concept, but the storyline keeps going on throughout the, you know, the next record that we're doing is called Dark Times. So it's like we're almost kind of doing a Star Wars 7 trilogy kind of thing. So the Battle of Eternity is the beginning. Then you have like this Emperor Strikes Back type of record, you know, and then we're going to do a third one, which will basically just be, you know, the end of that type of thing, and we'll end that type of storyline, and we'll continue with it, but in a different way. So it's almost like a trilogy we're trying to do.
It sounds like you've built your own mythology within which to write.
That's exactly. I couldn't say it even any better. That's exactly what we're trying to do.
Well, that's impressive.
Well, the reason why is because, you know, you have all these bands that are Vikings, and you have all these bands that are, you know, they're building yourself on historical things, you know, and we're trying to relate the relativity of I guess you would say, like, reality based in, you know, everyday life is war. You fight a war every day for what you want, for who you are, for what you want to be, you know, especially the heavy metal band, all you do is just, you know, that's what the name of Eternal Voyager is. It's an eternal voyage of heavy metal. It's an eternal voyage of your life and your soul and who you are, and you keep going on. And you don't give up. You don't change who you are, but you evolve. That's the whole thing in the concept of Eternal Voyager.
Fantastic. Very dualistic in a way. Let me ask you.
It's methodical.
Yeah.
Whatever. No.
Army of our Lord. Who's our Lord?
Well, that was the thing. You see, you know, I won't hide this, and this one thing that people have criticized us for is that it's not a religious band, and we're not a religious band. But the thing I guess is that I took in I am a Christian person,
Right.
but I don't push Christianity on anyone, and I have most of the things that I write about are based in, like I said, the concept of good and evil. But the army that we're talking about is about the Lord that is the Lord that will rule over this land once things have changed. You know, once the apocalypse happens.
Gotcha.
Which is, you know, it's basically, you know, it does sound like Christianity, but it's none of the guys in the band are Christians, and we don't represent ourselves as a Christian band, but we do have this concept like that, and it's something that's kind of more evolving now. It's kind of turning into something where it's not so much about it's universal. It's just you know, it's everybody sees what's happening today, you know, in our world, and we're all very skeptical of what's going to happen. So we don't know what's going to happen, but you know, we're pushing the narrative that, you know, maybe something would, you know, be apocalyptic, or we could have, you know, there's a time like the Road Warriors, like, you know, that movie Road Warriors, like,
right.
Kind of simple next record, you know, so.
That would be a great little romp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically like that. Yeah.
How does your writing process work? Who's writing the music? Who's writing the?
I write all the music. I always have. I just you know, like I said, I've had a revolving lineup for many years, and but the guys who are in the band today are 10 times more influential in you know, I mean, I still write the skeletons of the songs. I write all the stuff. I write the lyrics. I do all the stuff. It's my concept, my storyline. But you know, the people who are in the band today, they write around everything that I do, and they come up with things that are just amazing that we work around. And it's just you know, it's just become more of a band effort at this point. You know, so that there's just, you know, there's things that people are writing, but they're not writing the skeletons of the songs like I do. I write the bulk, but I don't I don't tell anybody I didn't write that part for you. You don't have to do it. You know, everybody has their own input into it as long as it's valid for what we're doing. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So,
let me ask this, Brian.
Yeah.
In your past, a musician, was there a moment of truth album or one of those records that you hear about that you play over and over again and over and over and over, and you just it sort of became?
Well, absolutely, yeah. I have about 2 or 3. You know, Theo's Holy Diver was a awakening for me. It was, you know, I was already into a lot of other things. I was already into Maiden and everything, but you know, I mean, Theo was stuck me since I was 8 years old. I heard, you know, Heaven and Hell be performed at the Philadelphia Center. You know, he's in the, and you know, and that moment where he goes, "There's a big black sheep looking up at me," yeah. Oh, and the red light comes on.
Yeah.
Where I knew that is exactly where I knew that I wanted to do heavy metal for the rest of my life. And you know, at 8 years old, to be that profound struck by somebody like that, I don't think that you ever it changes your life, and that just changed my life at 8 years old. And as I got older, you know, I was obviously into all these Iron Maiden records and all my stuff, and you know, and Manowars and Metallicas and yada yada, who the fuck, whatever, you know, thrash metal and power metal. But you know, the thing that changed what I wanted to do was Ice Root, because it was almost exactly what I wanted to do. It was like if I was to start a band and combine all the things that heavy metal does that is great about heavy metal, you'd have Ice Root. and Ice Earth, Dark Saga was probably the pinnacle of that.
Yeah, and they also have many-part, multi-part thematic device ideas that they use too.
Yeah, and that was kind of inspired me in a lot of ways about creating my own mythology, because it's like, they kind of started with the Spawn thing, and then led to that, they did Days of Purgatory, and it was like they started using the comic book kind of thing, and it's like, well, I have this background in, this kind of mythology and history, and looking at, I just wanted to make it a realistic type of mythology that people could use everything I do is as a metaphor. So I think the swords and the sorcery of power metal, it's not about that literally. It's literally about, the spoken word, the power that you have in your tongue, the power that the propaganda has over us, the power that, you're a warrior from within as a person, not a medieval warrior, not a mythological warrior, but we represent that thing through that. So that's kind of what it is.
Wow.
Are you going?
Yeah, that's the metaphors are fantastic, and very erudite, I guess. Very, very smart. Okay, so let me ask you some either-or questions that I do with everybody, different from priest or maiden?
Maiden.
Roth or Hager?
Oh God.
Roth. All right. Shanker or Blackmore?
Blackmore. Definitely Blackmore.
Gillen or Jeff Tate?
Tate.
Okay. Have you heard the new reformed Queensryche with their new lead singer?
Yes, I have. I actually really love it. I think it's great.
Does that guy sound like Tate or what? That is spooky.
If he was in a power metal band today, like a band like we have today, if I had that singer for a power metal singer, wait till you. This is the thing. When this new album drops, you're gonna be amazed by the range that our new singer has. So I will. Here's the thing about a singer like that. You look at bands like Primal Fear, you look at bands like Gamma Ray, or all these classical or guys who've done just amazing. I don't care if it's Stradivarius or whatever. There's these amazing singers that can hit high notes. The guy that we have right now, he's got that quality in his voice, and that's why I think that we. Like I said, I never stop singing, but I don't do what he does. So we just do a lot of dual singing and a lot of harmonies, and this guy is in that range, like Ripper Owens. He's like the Tim Ripper Owens type of guy, but he has a different type of tone, and he's adopted my type of tones, and that's the thing that makes this band a lot more unique, and that's why people need to hear the new record. They'll show what we're actually trying to do today. So. But to answer your question, I think that all these people that have come and gone musically, I just don't have a lot of people in the United States that I look to for vocalists. There's just nothing. We don't have the abundance of the talent that we have in Europe and Sweden and Germany, and
sure.
It sucks. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, but I have interviewed in the last week 15 power metal bands in the United States. I see a rise.
I was going to touch on that. I was waiting for you to ask that question. So go ahead.
Yeah. So do you feel that rise as well?
That's the thing. I just because of social media and because of the internet, we're finding all this stuff. I never knew that there was the band Seven Kingdoms from Florida.
Sure.
Yeah, well, we're going to be opening up for them in Evergreen here in May, and You know, it's like, I mean, this Seven Kingdoms, when I heard first Seven Kingdoms, when I first heard it, they opened for Blind Guardian, and I was blown away. I couldn't believe that a female singer could have that kind of voice. Now, there's a lot of female singers from Europe, and, you know, and I like a lot of that kind of stuff, so it's like, but this singer, Sabrina Valentine, she just has a voice that, blew me away. You know, I couldn't put that record down for over, you know, 2 weeks. You know, what the hell? And they didn't impress me live when I took the CD home. I was like, what the fuck is this? And, you know, I mean, they gave me hope for power metal in the U.S. And then it seems like now, just in the last year, that there are these bands popping up who are actually decent quality. You have a lot of these mediocre bands that are not doing anything. You know, I mean, I just seen Jack Panzer down in Chicago this last year, and you know, I'm a huge Jack Panzer fan. I'm a huge, you know, U.S. good metal fan. You know, I love all this shit, but there's nothing like that in the U.S. anymore. There's nothing going on, and now there's this resurgence of these power metal bands that are coming out of nowhere, and I am very blown away. I mean, I really am fucking pretty stoked that there's actually a scene here.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is I want to start uniting with these kind of bands. That's what we want to do.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and maybe you'll turn up in. Well, what label are you on today?
Well, we're actually currently independent. We have been independent from the whole family. We only got Pure Steel has released 10 of our CDs to them for distribution.
Okay.
We're actually looking to sign the Pure Steel because Pure Steel has said, you know, like they're pretty good, but we're kind of keeping our options open for things because we don't. Metal Blade, you heard about a band called Visigoth?
Of course.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Well, you know, it's like, if Visigoth can get signed to Metal Blade, we can get signed to Metal Blade. This next record, I guarantee it.
Well, there are a lot of bands out there, with all due respect, on Metal Blade or Nuclear Blast or Prosthetic, that suck. Your album, the record I've been listening to today, could stand toe-to-toe with a lot of bands on what we call major labels in the metal world now, right? Metal Blade is still independent, but it's a major independent label, I guess you could say. It's just ironic.
Well,
some of the
here's the thing that's happening is because the labels are a lot more selective about what they pick these days, so people are starting to get to the point where they're not going to pick any bands that don't make money. And so the thing of it is that, you know, like, you know, if a power metal scene arises in the U.S., and then, you know, Europe controls all of it. So, you know, you can't really, you know, these labels in Europe, they're not going to, you know, they're signing things that, like Napalm Rippers, for example. They're signing a lot more doom metal and a lot more 70s, you know, what would you call it? Like a, you know,
stoner metal?
Kind of return to 70s stuff, you know, and everything. So, you know,
yeah.
So a lot of what's happening is that they're kind of going to that because they've done this stuff for years. You know, you have 20 years of power metal being very popular there. And it's not that people who are so upset with metal, they don't want to hear it. That's our market still, 100%. But the thing it is that, you know, you've got to get somebody in the U.S. that has a pair of balls that can, want to sign you for that stuff. And Century Media, Metal Blade, even though you got the divisions all in Europe, you know, Massacre, whatever, they're not going to sign these kind of bands. They're worried because they think there's going to be something that's just going to be the typical thing coming out of that, you know, and they don't want to take a chance.
I gotcha. It's all the business. I'll tell you what. When I first noticed the resurgence was when there were several labels who specialized in nothing but reissuing 80s and 90s power metal bands.
Yeah.
And some of the reissues, the band went, well, what the hell? Let's fire it up again. And there's an aging population of power metal band lovers that are showing up at shows, because I look around and I see it, and I actually wrote an article about the demographic of metal fans is as strangely getting older. Uh, so there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that,
I,
you
I,
know.
I, I couldn't agree with you actually more.
Yeah. So you're good. You're in good timing. Now, when can we expect the new album?
Well, that's so two points before I get to tackle it. To answer your question about that is that what I see, like I said, I mean, you know, you're seeing a demographic of people who are getting older now, and you know, we got guys in their 50s who are power metal fans that were people who were in the Hammerfall in '97. I was a Hammerfall fan. I'm only 37. I'm not that old, but I'm not that young, and I grew up with you know, the older. I guess I would have taken an interest in this kind of metal at an early age. I was into bands like Nocturnal Rites. I was into bands like fucking Morgana. You know, I was into stuff that, you know, most people would never listen to in the U.S. and I still am today. I mean, my question goes, but so it's just like I've gained influence because of all this stuff in Europe. But you have people who are that older, and they're starting to get to a point where they don't know what is coming out anymore, and then, you know, and so there's this big thing. I don't know if you know the band Crystal Viper.
Yeah.
From Poland, yeah. So Mark Gabriel, her husband, he runs Skull Records, and he's been doing that. He's only fixated on mostly older school stuff. You know, I think he would like our record. I really do. I've actually pitched it to him. I have, you know, I'm just waiting to hear back. It just, I'm shooting for bigger stuff because I think there are a new record. This is the thing about when do you expect this record coming out? Well, we're going to probably have this out by probably, you know, midwinter. And we're
so
actually trying to aim for,
could we say February 17 maybe?
Yeah, well, okay, we're playing with Udo. You know, believe it or not, we're playing with Udo here in the States. We're going to be playing with him on January 14th.
You're supporting at a concert Udo Dirkschneider?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're playing with Udo. Yeah.
Sweet.
It's the last show that he will be playing with all Accept stuff. So this is all just Accept. It's not Udo. It's you know, not soul stuff. It's all just Accept stuff. And so he goes by Dirk Schneider now.
Yeah.
That tour. Yeah, just the tour. So we're waiting for them at the Amsterdam and St. Paul, and we are beyond excited because that's like one of my heroes. I mean, Accept is what I grew up with. You know, just you know.
I loved Accept.
We're getting to the exact same stage with that guy. It's just amazing. And then what we're doing after that is we're opening for Lordi from Finland in February.
Whoa!
A very odd show for us. Yeah.
Well, you've got some great audiences to gain new fans from. That's fantastic.
That's the thing. Our promoter that is working with us right now is amazing. You know, he picked. There was a promoter. I don't know if you heard of Forward. Have you heard of the Forward guy that was up here in Minnesota?
No,
Power now.
I have not heard of him.
Nathan Block. He was. These are all his shows he's picking up. This guy was a really big promoter for a lot of years, and he doesn't do just metal, but he's picking up all his shows, and he wants to help the local scene, and that's why we're getting on to so many of these shows because he's a really good guy, and he wants to pick the bands that actually meet this criteria. So that's what we're doing with all this stuff. It's like, you know, the Udo show, you know, and then we're gonna be opening for Delane and Hammerfall in April now too.
Whoa, that's fantastic!
Yeah,
all my heroes.
And then to blow your mind even worse than that, we're opening for Ed Guy in Seven Kingdoms in April 25th, or no, May 25th.
I did see that in the press pack, the Ed Guy.
Yeah.
So Brian, this is definitely a trend. I believe it's going to hang on for a while. But you said you were.
Yeah.
Did you say you were 37 years old?
Yes.
And so I'm 50, and I was listening to the exact same music you were. How did that happen? You must have started really young.
Well, like I said, when I was 8 years old, I was in the deal. You know, it was like, you know, I mean, 8 years old from my age. Okay, you know, I watched I was watching the the PMRC, you know,
trial.
In the 80s, you know, yeah. And so I discovered deals through that. I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm watching this heavy metal program. I'm like, there's a big black sheep looking at me. Yeah, that's what called me. So I just, from then on, it's heavy metal was my life. It was, I just never gave up. I wanted to find all these bands. I wanted to get in all these things. Manowar was a huge influence on me, from the early 90s, because I had gotten the Trump Steel, and I was just blown away with that thing. And, I just, who could song like that? It's like Conan needs his fucking heavy metal. It's like, that's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So it just catapulted me into what Europe was doing. And,
Yeah.
and I was big into bands like Gravedigger and Halloween and all the stuff. Running Wild, huge fan of Running Wild.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So so those kind of metal bands are what wanted me to play this kind of metal. And I was like, if we can do that, Jesus Christ, I first came along, it just blew the doors open. It just,
Did you listen to the Dio era of Sabbath?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've got all. I like Rainbow. I like even Elf. I like Elf too.
Wow, he's got one of the best metal voices in music.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, the reason why Dio is so important to heavy metal is because he represented something different in heavy metal. He was rock and roll. It was just nothing but rock and roll. It had nothing to do with heavy metal. It just was what he projected onto what became heavy metal. So people don't understand what Dio is. They don't. His methodical way of writing in metaphors, and just like a song like "One in the City." Donnie was a John's child. He was promised to us all. Those are all metaphors. Everything he ever said in those things were all metaphors to something that you don't do this because this happens, because be wary of yourself, be wary of who you are, and he came up with that whole El Creato, the El Creato, the Italian thing we use as the horns today,
Yeah.
So it was, nobody knows where that came from. It was an old Italian symbol that meant to castle evil spirits or to actually bless someone or way to shun someone. So nobody knows what that even means, and it's adopted as our heavy metal symbol, as the horns. So it's just, everybody is kind of doesn't understand heavy metal if they don't understand that.
Right. Well, I do. Yeah, I do understand that from Dio. I think I heard him say it either in an interview or somebody was doing a retrospective. But all right, let's just have a quick little bit of fun here. What is the most unmetal music you listen to?
I don't listen to heavy metal music, but the shit that I hear is you hear shit bands like Slipknot and all these fucking garbage stuff that just down-tuned, horrible fucking music that everybody like, that's the kind of stuff I hate. I don't listen to that stuff.
So you don't have any mood music or anything like Bananarama or?
I'm a huge fan of Amon Amarth. I like Amon Amarth. I listen to a band from Germany called Krom. It's just very mood music. But I listen to different things. I'm not opposed to anything commercial horribly. It's just that they just don't put anything out that I enjoy. I listen to bands from all around the world. I listen to Arkona from Russia. They're a folk metal band that's like black metal mixed with death and just straight folk Russian metal, Russian music, I guess you could say. I like a lot of their stuff. I like a lot of Scandinavian bands. I listen to bands from like Finland and Sweden, and of course, so you listen to. What do you think about Corporate Colony? Yeah.
Are you asking me?
They're pretty.
Yeah, I like them.
Corporate Colony, and stuff like that, you know. So I like a lot of different things. I'm not just all about true fucking heavy metal all the time. No, I listen to a lot of variety of things, but what I play is what I want to do.
Right.
So,
Okay,
you know,
so
yeah.
let me shift gears here quick. Besides performing, recording, noodling, playing, anything to do with your music, what is your favorite pastime?
Well, honestly, I like to travel. So the thing is, I have a lot of good friends from all around the world, and I like to meet people from every corner of the world. I've met so many different kinds of people, and you know, it just traveling and you know, I really like to make up fucked up shit songs. I make up like really fucked up stuff, like that likes to fuck kind of songs, like that kind of stupid shit. So I just enjoy meeting different people and humor. I like a lot of different movies. You know, I enjoy the Coen Brothers movies. I really like
Oh yeah.
yeah, different things like that. You know, Rhythm Arizona, Big Lebowski, all those kind of movies. Snatch, you know, Guy Ritchie films, you know, like those kind of things. So I'm really passionate about movies and art, and you know, I draw myself, and I've always been, you know, into art and funny shit, and just
cool.
Who the hell gives a shit about
You're a Renaissance man. That's great. Okay.
Yeah, I like all of it. I like all of it. It's just like all the art, all the things. I'm a huge World War II buff fan. I watched countless documentaries on World War II. My grandfather was in World War II, so I am very fascinated with history. You know,
yeah, me too. I got that 17-part thing that I think it was Laurence Olivier did.
Laurence Olivier?
No, it's a documentary. It's a documentary about from like 1936 through 46.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that inspired me about this country. That was, you know, the Nazi Party actually started here in America and moved to Germany, and then, you know, we have entire little takeover of which actually influences my music. It's not political. I don't ever involve the political stuff. It's just it's a metaphor. So, you know, if you want to get your ideas out, you know, you can say what you want to say about things, and you know, I don't try to, like, you know, put people in that, you know, perspective where they have to feel one way or another about things. It's more about, you know, how do you feel about something? You know that sort of thing. But I have my own influences, and I'm a very strong type of individual about, you know, the things I like about history, you know, things about comedy. You know, that's just you know, comedy is not what it is today. So, you know.
Yeah. All right. So this is the last one for us. Are we able to get Battle of Eternity on vinyl or CD?
Yeah, you know, we have a store on the website, and so it's if you go to the website at EternalVoyager.com, you can buy the CD and T-shirts and posters and all that stuff from our website.
Okay.
And we're not doing vinyl at this point because it's so expensive, but we're gonna probably release the first record on vinyl within the year. And we're going to do a vinyl for the second record.
Okay.
Within time. But right now, you know, when the new album drops out, we're going to, it's actually being mastered by Stu Marshall from Death Dealer.
Cool.
You know, Death Dealer Dungeon? You know,
yeah.
Dungeon? You know,
oh, yeah. I've got them on my interview calendar.
Yeah. So he's our next guy on. So once the album's done, we're shipping it out to Australia for the mastering with Stu Marshall. And I really like his production. I really like what he's done with all this stuff, and pretty happy with all that. So, you know, it just, you know, we're just getting ourselves up there, man. You know.
Okay. Well, listen, this has been the Gauntlet, and we've been talking to Brian Blake from the legendary, well, not legendary, but soon to be legendary, Eternal Voyager, whose current album is out there, Battle of Eternity, has gotten a lot of critical acclaim. Brian just told us how to get a copy of it, so go out there and get one. buy the media if you can, so you can support the band. And Brian, you're a gentleman. Your music is smart, and I appreciate the time you spent with me tonight.
Yes, and I also appreciate your time. If it wasn't for guys like you, we have no voice. And that's only this whole entire thing is built upon people that support heavy metal for heavy metal and what you know and the kind of music that we do. You know, a lot of people do not support this kind of thing on a commercial basis. It's why the States is so hard. It's why Europe is flourishing. There's a lot of things that are different. I mean, I'm an American. You know, I don't care what people think. You know, I'm not here to promote Europe. That's not what it is. It's that, you know, my influences are just really appreciated, you know, over there in those countries. And the people that I'm influenced by are just that important because they're from different countries like that. And I think it's a world concept about heavy metal, and people need to be more worldly with it. And I think that people have stopped trying to understand where the hell it is. You know, the internet is a great tool, and people are starting to get that out. But yes, you know, what I want to say is that, you know, you think, you know, you can purchase the first record, you know, all the stuff, the t-shirts, but this next record, Darkened Times, will, if you like the first one, you will really love this next one.
That's great news. Okay, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you so much. Have a good, is it Sunday today? You have a good Sunday evening.
Yes, you did. We had band practice today, and we've been working on all the new material. I've got stuff I'm still recording, so we have had a very productive day, and I go to work tomorrow.
All right.
So,
Thanks, Brian.
Hey, thank you very much, Kay.